Tenants in Bladensburg call for a rent strike. Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Well, spiking rental fees have prompted tenants in Bladensburg to go on a rent strike. Our Taylor Thomas is standing by with the story.
Residents at a Bladensburg apartment complex have started a rent strike in protest to skyrocketing increases. CASA is working with tenants at the Quincy Village apartments, where longtime tenants are being pushed out after receiving rental increase notices just days before rent is due.
85-year-old tenants, it was displacing from Quincy Village. The rent went higher and higher and higher, and they couldn't pay. And we fighting in long fight, we bring her back, but still with $400 increase in her case.
CASA, the immigration advocacy group, says renters were used to increases between $30 and $40 a month with the old landlord. With the new landlord, they're seeing increases between $100 and $150 a month, with some seeing double that. Now, talks between the landlord and tenants have broken off, which prompted this week's strike. Organizers are calling for the landlord to return to the negotiation table.
We're requesting to come together, sitting down, talk to with the landlords, because I know we want to have an agreement, landlord and tenants, and to come together and see how it can be great for landlords and for tenants.
It's an issue that neighboring Laurel is dealing with as well. Tonight at 6 p.m., the mayor and county council will hold a virtual work session on rent stabilization legislation. For CTV News, I'm Taylor Thomas.
And thanks, Taylor, for that report. Well, the scores are in for Maryland assessment tests. English and language arts results have returned to pre-pandemic levels for several grades. But more work is needed in math. The State Department of Education released preliminary results for the 2021-2022 school year. In math, students saw some gains in nearly all grades compared with the prior year's assessment, but results are still below pre-pandemic levels. In Algebra 1, for example, the percentage of students was 14.5% compared with 27% in 2019.
When looking at the 2022 preliminary data, most grades improved as compared to the early fall 2021 assessments, and the preliminary data suggests students have not yet returned to the pre-pandemic performance outcomes. And you could just look, even in Math 3, pre-pandemic, 43% of our students were proficient, whereas with the new assessments, 36% were proficient.
And these results were from the first year of the new Maryland Comprehensive Assessment Program, commonly known as MCAP. Well, Prince George's police come upon a single vehicle car accident in Bladensburg only to find two men inside who had been shot to death. The gruesome discovery happened just after 3:30 this morning at the 5400 block of Annapolis Road. Police continue to search for a suspect or suspects and a motive. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Well, the latest COVID-19 numbers show the county's positivity rate has been on the rise since the beginning of the month. According to the Maryland Department of Health, the positivity rate in Prince George's County is at 11.26%. It hasn't been that high since early September. The state has confirmed 878 new cases. Meantime, 10 Marylanders have died of COVID over the past 24 hours. Hospitalizations, which are at 543, have been on the rise all month as well. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Coming up, remembering Pearl Harbor, that day of infamy, December 7th, 1941. Stay with us.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, it was 81 years ago today, a date that will live in infamy. December 7th, 1941, the Japanese military made a surprise raid on the United States naval base at Pearl Harbor. More than 2,400 people were killed and more than 1,100 were wounded in the attack that destroyed numerous ships and aircraft. The next day, Congress would declare war with Japan, leading the U.S. into World War II.
We can try to imagine what it must have been like 81 years ago to stand on the shore of Pearl Harbor as destruction rained down on the ships of the mighty Pacific Fleet. Or what it must have been to be a civilian working a few miles behind me at the shipyard. And for that fact, all over the island. Make no mistake about it, they too felt the weight of the attack and did their part to defend their island and their homes.
In 1994, Congress designated December 7th as National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, and each year commemorations are held in Hawaii and across the country. Well, there is a new sheriff in town, literally, and his name is John Carr. Yesterday, he was sworn into office inside the county courthouse. It was a packed room with local and state dignitaries and residents. Carr, who has more than 20 years of law enforcement experience, graduated from Bishop McNamara High School and the University of Maryland. Carr spent half of his career under the late Sheriff Melvin High, who he thanked and credited for his professional growth and success. Police say a Central High School student was packing more than his lunch yesterday. The 16-year-old is accused of bringing a loaded gun to the school, which is at the 200 block of Cabin Branch Road in Capitol Heights. Investigators say the school resource officer was notified by a teacher that the teen was armed. The student was located and authorities recovered a loaded ghost gun from his jacket. He's being charged as an adult with firearms possession. Meantime, police are searching for the person or persons who shot and killed a man in Capitol Heights. It happened last night just after 7 o'clock at the 1200 block of Abel Avenue. The victim is 65-year-old Leon Stedham of the District of Columbia. Investigators say they found the victim on the roadway suffering from gunshot wounds. Anyone who may have information is asked to contact police. And also, Prince George's police arrest a man in connection with a fatal stabbing. This is 65-year-old Rashid Anwar. Hyattsville police accuse him of stabbing a teenager on Baltimore Avenue back on November 16th. Now, the victim was 19-year-old Terry Boudang. Anwar has been charged with first and second-degree murder. Still to come here on the news, we have some sports news coming up, plus check in with Zion Church as it prepares for a special holiday extravaganza. Stay with us.
Dear Santa, I hope you are having a good day in the North Pole. Is it cold all the time there? Is that why your cheeks are so rosy? My mom says I'm a good helper. But you didn't come last year. Was my chimney broken? I just really hope this year when I wake up, I'm gonna see that you came to my house too. Wow.
Donate and help the Marines deliver hope to a child in need.
Welcome back. Well, Maryland's 7th Judicial Court gets a new circuit administrative judge. Judge Danica Varner Cotton will serve the circuit court system for Calvert, Charles, Prince George's, and St. Mary's counties. She was also named in early October as administrative judge for the Circuit Court of Prince George's. Both of Varner Cotton's appointments are set to begin on January 1st, following the retirement of current Chief Judge Sheila Tillerson Adams. Well, it was all hands on deck this morning as a popular church geared up for a holiday extravaganza. More than a dozen volunteers helped sort and organize wrap presents at Zion Church in Greenbelt. These gifts will be given out during the church's Miracle on Z Street event, which is set for this Friday, December 9th. The Family Fun holiday event will include a live nativity scene, games, a petting zoo, fireworks show, and even an appearance from jolly old St. Nick. Church officials say through their Amazon wish list, they will be able to hand out more than 300 gifts to kids, teens, and college-age students.
Miracle on Z Street is the holiday extravaganza that was premiered in December of 2020. It was created to really bring love, laughter, and light to the community during COVID. COVID was a rough time, and so our pastor, Pastor Keith Battle, he felt like something needed to happen to just make people smile again. So we created Miracle on Z Street. So we have an Amazon wish list, and it was organized by gender, by age, and we sent that out to our community via social media, via email, via text message, and we said, if you do feel so inclined, purchase a brand new item for a member, a youth in our community, and they did that.
And Miracle on Z Street takes place at the Prince George's Stadium in Bowie from 4 p.m. until 9 p.m. Church officials say registration for the event has officially closed. Well, it's time for our Pet of the Week. Everyone, meet Mark. He is a 1-year-old gray tabby, a shy guy, but for a kitten, he loves his independence. Mark isn't needy or clingy and would best fit in a low-energy household where he can do his own thing. If you work long hours and would like to come home to a furry companion, Mark may be your guy. If you're interested in adopting him or another furry friend, call 301-780-7201.
The University of Maryland women's basketball team is ready to bounce back from Sunday's loss at home against Nebraska. Last week, the Lady Terps defeated number 7 ranked Notre Dame on the road. So winning is not a problem. They know how to do that. It's the consistency that they need to work on now. But after today's practice, we gained more insight when head coach Brenda Freeze told me what she thinks is the cause.
There's just so many moving pieces with so many new players. When you talk about only 3 really truly coming back here with Faith, Diamond, and Shy. So definitely taking longer than expected, but I don't think we want to rush the process as coaches, but it also takes time when you have so many new players that are having to learn completely new systems on both ends of the floor.
After the Nebraska loss, we were kind of exposed on the three-point line. And I mean, we are undersized, so being able to make up like with energy and effort on the defensive end is really important. So we've been really focusing on getting out to the shooters, sitting in our gaps, like being in help for when our teammates get drove on and stuff like that. So really just focusing and making sure everyone's on the same page.
Well, the ladies get another shot because they travel to Purdue to battle Purdue tomorrow at 6:30 p.m.
And how are you expecting that game to turn out?
Well, I mean, on paper, Patty, these two teams are very similar. So the biggest difference is just going to come down to effort, and I think that Maryland can pull it out.
All right, fingers crossed.
Yes,
all right,
definitely.
Thanks, Rancia. Well, let's get a quick check now on our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, a slight chance of rain with temps dropping to a low of 46 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy with temps as high as 54. Late evening showers are possible. Friday, rain possible throughout the day with temps ranging between 46 and 37 degrees. Saturday, mostly cloudy conditions with temperatures as high as 48. And that is your CTV News Update. I'm Patricia Vallone. Have a great night.